Welcome to SIssues. We are two sisters with issues and a need to work them out, and we're inviting you along for the ride.
Here we are taking the big things we have in common. Our love for Outlander, inappropriate humor, and why people do the things they do. Mix this up with our dirty lady mo's, and this podcast is born.
But don't worry, we'll explore other issues too.
Because you know,
when you have sisters, you have issues.
If you are easily offended or don't appreciate the creative use of colorful Canadian cursive language, this is not the podcast for you.
Well, howdy everybody, and welcome back to SIssues. I am Phil.
And I am the cranky and bitchy Cher.
Oh, no, not today. Today is a good day. We are on to season 2, episode 2, Not in Scotland Anymore.
Anymore.
Even though that kind of sounded like an English accent, I haven't quite nailed the Scottish accent yet. No, not at all.
I think, I have when I'm in the mood for it, but I am some crusty today, I tell you. I am just in a cranky mood. And you know why?
Why?
You know why? Because it's season 2, episode 2, and I'm not a peoply person. We meet a lot of people today.
Yes, there is like a whole extra added on to the current outstanding cast.
Exactly. And they're like all awesome, and I have to remember their names, and I have to tell everybody what their names are, and I have to keep track of it, and I have anxiety. I'm an anxiety person. Everybody, this is why I'm doing podcasts. I don't have to go out of my house.
Yeah.
I can talk to people through a microphone. I don't have to listen to them say things that they don't like me. And if you don't like me,
okay, so
see, it's stuff like this. I get a little bit, we're meeting lots of new people. I'm going to have to talk about them.
Okay, so on behalf of everyone, calm the fuck down and you'll get through it.
And this is my sister.
I'm teasing. No, you know what?
You're not teasing.
I am. Oh my God, I'm so teasing. You know what? You got this. You know everybody. You know everybody's name. You know what they've done before. It's not like you've just sat down and decided to talk about them. You've been doing your research, since season 1. So
I've even interviewed one of these people that we meet today.
Exactly. So then you can share that when we get there. So I think we should just freaking well get started already.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Yeah. Well, I just needed something. I needed something because I am cranky today, and there's really no particular reason why. I was just making something up.
Okay. You know what, guys? She has forewarned you. But you know what? It'll be entertaining for you and for me.
I'm a grumbly bear. Okay, so you know the routine, but Phil is gonna spill it for you.
Okay, no worries, you guys. You know what? Just make sure you skip the recap and go directly to the music, and Miss Cher is gonna count us down.
Okay. Because I'm grumpy, I'm gonna count it down grumpy. So when we get to 1, you are gonna press play. You hear me? You're gonna press play.
You sound like the Cookie Monster just a little bit. Sorry, go ahead.
We're going to go 3, 2, 1. You better press play, goddammit.
Jeez. Don't get violent now. Jeez.
I didn't.
Well, I am today drinking out of my acrylic cup. I have water with small chipped ice and a little squirt of lemonade sugar-free squirty stuff.
Lemonade?
Lemonade. It's only because I don't have any eggnog upstairs or anything. So.
And I'm just having water.
And my spoon full of peanut butter is gone because I already ate it.
Yeah, I'm having an Ativan and water. I was because I was way too testy and way too high-strung before we were let's do one today. And I was might need to relax a little bit.
Well done. Well done.
Yeah, so Ativan's my happy little friend. And most
Um,
people are thinking, oh my God, I would never be able to do that. One Ativan hardly touches me. It just makes me breathe.
Look at this costume.
Oh,
Oh,
oh.
she looks amazing in it. I just can't even. That is one of the
She's
most beautiful
gorge.
gowns
Mm-hmm.
that I've seen in the series.
Yeah, it's just beautiful.
Oh, excuse me. I need to go do something for a second while this is going on.
We've added another collection into Phyllis's rub tub.
Yeah. Oh, so I have Jamie and Claire just off to the left of me, and all my Disney stuff off to the right of me. Someone didn't.
Nice
I don't think someone believed me once, so I actually showed them. Yep, Jamie and Claire cutouts are right here on my wall.
Oh,
That's not what I want to see.
It's Psycho.
I remember during one of the takes, he actually, before all the blood was all over him, the blade broke. So I'm thinking it wasn't a real blade.
Well, no.
Yikes.
God. What I was really hoping at that time that like him and Claire really weren't fucking and he just didn't start punching her in the face or something, slamming her in the chest.
Thank goodness it was only just a dream.
Right?
But
still, what a dream.
Like nightmare.
Right, true. Yeah. Well, unless you're into that kind of shit.
then power to you. Enjoy your dream. But I don't think Jamie quite had the same kind of appreciation for it.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And have you ever had like a super intense dream that you woke up and you were like, yep, not going back to bed. I have got to leave. I can't talk about this.
You should know. Don't you remember after I had Dustin, I had an emergency C-section with him, and it was about day number 3 when all of a sudden my blood levels dropped overnight while I was sleeping, and I was having dream after dream after dream that our parents locked you in the basement and wouldn't let you out. And when I woke up, I was so hysterical that they actually called Nova Scotia so I could talk to you. Do you not remember that?
I don't.
Oh my God, Sherry. I remember it like it happened yesterday, and that was 30 years ago. Well, 32 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
And the reason why I probably don't remember was when I was living in Nova Scotia, when I was a teenager, I was also dating Andrew, who is now my husband. But when I met him, he was dealing drugs and... And I was dating him because he was dealing drugs. And as a girlfriend, I got some perks.
So just to let you know, none of that happens anymore.
I did not. Oh, there's Adrienne Marie Zeet. And she plays Suzette.
Yes.
And I got to interview her when I first started doing interviews. I believe she was the very first person that I ever approached. And she was so sweet. And I tell you, because when I do my interviews, I just don't talk about their time on Outlander. I talk about a lot of other things as well, about their careers and about, trying to get people to engage with these people as, not just who they see on screen here. So you want to go back onto the blog, theabootlanders.com, and you scroll through. Even if you just go to the last interview that you see, on the bottom of that interview, you'll see all the interviews that I've done, and you'll see hers in that lineup. So, but she is absolutely perfect for that little role that she plays, because she's so immensely caring about Claire, but she's also really dedicated to her job as well.
And if any of you have listened to the official Outlander podcast, you'll know that the dress that Claire is wearing right now was actually fashioned off of Dior. So they're just kind of adding that little bit of a touch, but just stunning.
Mm-hmm. From the time that Claire came from. And at this point, Claire would have a hand in the designs of her gowns.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
it would be her throwing in her 2 cents of what she would want to wear. And look how the people are looking at her like,
yeah,
damn, that's one fine looking gown.
right?
Yeah, because it's not exactly what they would be wearing then, but it certainly mixes in well.
And oh, those stairs. I just looking at those stairs, I think, oh girl, you need to go for a nice long walk.
Yep. Yeah, everybody is. They're they're just checking around. I love the apothecary.
And now the story begins. This is what I love about season 2 is, walking through those doors is just, it's like a step into what we're going to see.
But isn't
these next ones?
And I never even thought about it until just this very moment, how important her walking through doors has been in every single season.
It has been, because it's not just her walking, it's walking into a storyline.
Right. Yeah. But in season 1, going through the doors into that like burnt out whatever it was that the Highlanders were in, where Jamie's shoulder was broken. She was walking into their world, right? Season 2, now she's walking into this world. And oh man, this is going to be going through my head all the time now.
Great.
I can't wait.
We're never going to hear the end of it.
Hey, look, if I have to listen to your shit about Jamie, then you're going to have to listen to my shit when I come up with it. All right? And who could have played Master Raymond better?
No one.
Than Dominique? Nobody. No. I mean, I had pictures in my head forever. I couldn't figure, because he's really, in the books, he's described as this like toad looking man, like this froggy faced looking man. And the only way I can really picture those people are people that don't have any teeth in their mouth, right?
Well, thank goodness that Master Raymond does have teeth.
And if he didn't,
I know, but here, no, I don't want to. I couldn't see that.
But see the way he holds his. I know, but the way he holds his chin, right?
Yeah.
If you took those teeth out of his mouth, he'd have the damn froggiest looking face.
Yes, he would. But you know what? I'm thankful that he does have teeth. And if you look really, really closely at his jacket, you'll see a lot of little intricate details. Love it.
That our one beautiful Liz would have done. Most likely, because Liz is the the head embroidery person on the show during this season. Which
so talented.
Which I am going to be interviewing as well. I'm just getting all of my questions ready for her, and I'll be sending them off. So
that's
you'll
cool.
probably see that in the new year as well.
Doesn't Claire just look like so sophisticated, considering for the last little while she's been running around the Highlands, you know?
And this is the many shades of Claire, right? Yeah. And she's almost a chameleon. She can blend into any scene very well.
Yeah, exactly.
But she also is very, she won't dumb herself down. You know what I mean? Like, she may be a woman of the house kind of deal. But she's not going to be a stupid one. She's not going to be one that, steps back and lets people tread on her.
I want to know more about the assistant. I want to know more about her, how she came to work for him, and because she's kind of like his right arm. She knows his move and what he needs next, and so they've obviously been together for a while.
Yeah, so. She's his. She's basically his apprentice.
Yeah,
right.
But how did she come to be with him? I just wonder that. Like, is she?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
See, I don't even know anything about Master Raymond after season 5, right? I don't know what happens to him. I don't know, does he come back, or do they get to meet again? You know what I mean? So, it'll be interesting for me to get to the end of the books to find out.
Well, and there's a side story with Master Raymond and with the Comte Saint-Germain.
Yeah.
So there's a side novel that you'll have to read. You'll get a little bit more information on that. But spoiler, people, if you don't want to hear this, then mute me for about 30 seconds. But pause. Comte Saint-Germain and Master Raymond are both travelers. So
what?
Okay, now I'm not going to talk about that anymore.
Okay, don't talk about it anymore. Okay, we're done.
So we're done that.
All right.
And so you've got this really great story with them, and they don't show up in the show. So you never know if they're going to. And Diana said she's going to be writing Master Raymond's story.
That's sweet. That's excellent.
I love this part.
I know. All to the sword. Clear it off. Go away. All of you. Move it or lose it.
Rip your balls
off. Well, now they understand that because they're French.
Yeah. And then they're like, yeah, this bugger's crazy.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that at least, Jamie is out practicing what him and Murtaugh know, right?
Yeah.
Like that's their exercise. That's their time at the gym is to practice this banter back and forth. So it was different. Arses and armpits. That sounds like something our mother would say.
It is. And you know what? I have said it so many times since watching this. And it's just, I say it just off the cuff, and it's ridiculous, but I love it.
Scottish mud.
I'd so much rather the Scottish mud than the flowers and all the grass and all the...
But all he smells is like the harbor and the fish and,
the frogs. Which to him smell of perfume and flowers.
That would be really interesting if anybody knows how frogs became affiliated with the French. Is it just that it used to rhyme? If you know, like, DM us, let us know, because now I'm curious.
Right?
Yeah. Now back to it. I love this next little part. Wine merchant. Wine is for drinking, not for selling. How do you get it if you don't sell it? Yeah. Besides make it, of course. But
yeah.
Too funny. Murtaugh, he does look like he could use a nice shower or maybe a little bit of shampoo.
Maybe it's, I want to get some dry shampoo.
Yeah.
Get some dry shampoo. Just throw some flour in his hair. I think that's how those things started. With the flour, because they used to flour the wigs.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yes, I remember. So they don't get gross and awful.
Yeah. Should just do it to his hair. Tack him with some flour. But it's cool that they remember to do things like that, because that's one thing that I always liked about Outlander was that they didn't, like, because there's some historical shows that, they have, like, the women walk out, like you see Claire, she doesn't have makeup on. Like, she's not, she's not sporting eyelashes and lipstick. It's only when they go to different places where she might have a little bit of pinking on her cheeks, where they did have rouge of some kinds, and sometimes they just pinched their cheeks, every now and then to bring the blood to the surface, or they had like little lip stains or something. And the men, always had perfectly coiffed hair or something like that. Yeah. That doesn't happen in Outlander, where, but some shows, like, everybody is coiffed like they live in our times.
Yeah.
They've got blended cheeks and they've got, bronzer on and shit like that. And you're like, it's, like, I mean, I know it's a TV show and I can sustain my imagination for a little bit, but, they're not going to, these two guys are going into a whorehouse right now. They're going to put their hair in a ribbon, but It doesn't look like it's been slicked back with 1,000,000 pounds of gel, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And his is just slicked back because it's super greasy.
And in the previous scene where the dress that Claire was wearing, I remember seeing that dress again later on when Jamie is released from jail after. After. I just loved Jamie's outfit there, though.
Oh, the blue. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
it is
really nice.
Gorgeous.
And what do you... Oh, God. Here we go. The start of that. Mock me.
Mock me. That's exactly what I heard every time he said it.
Yeah.
Go, mock me. And I go, okay.
Yeah, you're a little shit. We'll have to do that every time that he does it.
And everybody else can take a drink when he says it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but that's Andrew Gower. And I tell you, this guy is so suave and like in real life, not on the show. He is so suave and has so much, like, he's so masculine, and he sings. Oh, he can sing like you would not believe. He's done a short film with Stephen Walters. Stephen Walters wrote and directed it, and he acted in it. He played Tom Quigley, who was a singer around the same time as the Beatles that fell out of favor. And
Stephen Walters, who plays Angus in the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was amazing in it. So do check it out. I'll forget the name of it now. It is He or something. But
well, look at that. Dildos that you can share, you can rent. And you know, we should just start that service. Let's start renting dildos. That way you can just try as many as you like.
I used to sell dildos, and that was not a recommendation.
No,
in any way.
Still isn't.
No.
It still isn't.
And
he wants a penis. He wants a penis rubbed on his shoulder. Like, oh, okay.
Yeah, this is not fun, guys.
Only Prince Charlie. I didn't realize it swung both ways.
And the thing is with these dildos, fellows, is at least they look non-porous.
Yes.
At least they look like they're carved.
Well, that one looked like it was carved out of wood, but I'm telling you, I don't want any splinters up my vajayjay.
I'm pretty sure it was veneer or whatever
wood.
had to do. Yeah. Marble. They were made out of marble a lot back then.
That'd be cold. I don't like it cold.
Well, it'll warm up eventually.
Well, with my hot flash, it just might melt the damn thing.
But they're made out of marble and ebony and tusk sometimes. So, yeah, they were made out of a lot of things. Dildos go back to, like, Roman times. Like, they go back to...
Long time.
Yeah.
The one thing I liked about this part is that Jamie is very honest. You know what? The clans fight amongst themselves. And when Bonnie Prince Charlie says, well, that's not what people around me tell me, I think that's why he's attracted to Jamie that way, because he knows he'll get honesty from him.
Right.
As much as it hurt during this conversation, he becomes, trusting with Jamie, even though Jamie has a side agenda. He's not 100% lying. Right. He's altering the truth, right?
Right. He's weaving it for him in a direction that will help him move his way. He's getting his trust.
Exactly.
And that's how you get somebody's trust. You might not tell them everything that they want to hear, but at the same time, you make it so this is information that you need.
Yes.
And I'm the one that's going to give it to you.
I think in the books, doesn't Jamie wear one of those wigs as well?
Sometimes.
Because I remember, I'm always. Like, what is he doing putting on a wig?
Yeah. Because it's just a thing of the times.
Yes, exactly.
And it's the same thing with Claire never wearing a bonnet.
Exactly. Well, I like it. Just would not suit Jamie's character to wear something like that. It's bad enough he's got to wear anything besides a kilt, but hey, it is what it is.
Yep. True story.
Yeah.
But
he screws up his nose when he talks. and just drives me crazy.
It's part of his character.
I know.
It's like he added all of these little things to playing this role because he wanted him to be like this, like overgrown toddler.
Child. Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
He wanted, like, not getting what he wants, but he's also a strategist, and he's also somebody that knows people are going to follow him, but he's got these tendencies to be just so privileged.
You need to do a meme of him as a toddler. I think I need one of those. Yeah, I think you should do one of him as a toddler for sure. Yeah, I think that would be funny.
I can make that happen.
And every once in a while, he'll force his top lip back and show his teeth, and just like, don't do that. Stop it.
Put it back. He just looks like he's pouting. Like anybody else could just sit, with their little resting bitch face, right? Like and he just looks like if he was to cross his arms and go, humph, he would just be.
Then it would make sense.
Yeah.
Then you'd be expecting that.
Absolutely. He's just such a little snit.
Yeah. Well, damn it. That's not what I wanted to hear.
Right. But the thing is that when people tell you the hard things, you either will hate them and never want to be around them again, or you realize that they're telling you the truth because they want to help you.
And it's okay if that takes you a certain amount of time to process.
Oh, absolutely.
But don't hate on someone just because they're telling you something you don't want to hear.
Yeah, but that's what privileged people do.
Yeah, or stubborn ass people do.
Mm-hmm. And most privileged people are stubborn ass people. It kind of goes hand in hand, especially when they're hearing things that point out how privileged they are.
Yeah. Oh, well done, Jamie. He calmed the stare.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna have to sneeze. Excuse me.
Go ahead. Get you. Achoo. No, only two. Wow.
Only two this time.
Wow. Well done. Bravo.
Probably come back and bite me in the ass.
So I need to keep my hands busy if I'm sitting down. So I went to the dollar store and got some silly putty, and that's what I'm working on right now. Silly putty with sparkles.
Make a dick, and then we'll put it in the we'll take a picture and put it on the website later.
Okay. Let's be sparkly balls.
Yeah.
Sparkly balls.
You can just
it's
tell.
It's not going to be very attractive blue dick, by the way.
That's okay. We just want to see how you worked it.
Okay.
Now, you see the God that sits in judgment of us all. I love how the people that believe in the God that sits in judgment of us all believe they know what he wants. And there's Murtaugh. Oh, you just kissed his ring.
Yeah, exactly.
Dick.
What are you doing?
You just gotta love it. Okay, take a picture of it with your phone. That's
okay.
A really sad micro penis. But
hey,
whatever.
But it is what it is. I can't help it. It's...
Yeah. We'll put a picture of that on the website with our tonight's podcast content. Yes, see? That's it, Murtaugh. You just slit his throat.
Yeah.
Just slit it, like, so much easier.
He just doesn't want to have to deal with having any more conversations like that ever again.
Right? It's like, let's just go cut to the chase.
Well, and they didn't have house coats back then. It's the director that wanted it, and that's why wardrobe had to make it.
Well, but at the same time, Claire would have had house coats in her time.
Yes, so she would have.
She would have been like, guess what? While you're making all of my dresses, making all of my dresses, I would like a house coat, please. Because I don't want to walk around in my shift all day.
I think that foresight is good on the director's part, where wardrobe, didn't want to do it. But again, she's making her clothes, and I think it's, I think it's
well,
good.
and if costuming is saying, well, this dress wouldn't have been made back then, but Claire has an influence on what dresses she's going to wear, then why wouldn't she have the same influence on getting a house coat made?
You know what? I think we used to have a couch like that long time ago.
Long time ago?
When we were living in New Brunswick. I think so.
That's a long time ago.
Yeah, very long time ago. Look at all the horses.
And all the king's men.
I think I'm going to start horseback riding lessons for my granddaughter.
Nice.
Yeah, in the spring.
Oh, I love it.
Okay. I won't even do that today. Are you kidding me? Purposely rip out all your freaking hair. Power to you ladies that like to get it done or feel you need to. But
we're meeting more people again, and this is Louise de Rouen.
Yeah.
And she is Claire Simon, the actress. I love how free and just so, I don't know, uninhibited.
Yeah, but she is. And she comes off that way as an actress, for her role, it's just like, well done.
Yeah. She's getting everything waxed.
Yeah. She has this hidden care and, she's very open to relationships and just other people. And even though she's a gossiper, but she's a very nice woman.
Yeah. Well, I think that comes with her status in the world.
Absolutely.
What else is she supposed to fucking do? I love how she hits him every time. That's exactly like me. Every time somebody waxes me, I'm like, I swear, I'm like, fuck you, hit. Fuck you, hit.
No way, man. I wouldn't get it done. If someone did it to me, they would get more than just a hit.
And here's Rosie Day. And I love her name. Her name.
Suits her so well.
Right?
Yeah.
Mary Hawkins, she seems like such a tortured she is a tortured little soul during this. And she plays this so well with her stutter. And, Louise just seems so, this poor child just in my way. But Rosie Day. I mean,
wish I had a name like Rosie Day.
What a way to bless your child. To have the last name Day and to call her Rosie. That is just, you've blessed your child with a name of joy.
We have a surname
Day.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Could always go back to using that.
No, thanks.
Yeah. Warts? Yes, warts. Have you ever had a wart?
A wart?
Yeah. Have you ever had a wart?
A genital one?
No.
Oh.
God. Not the
No, I have never had a wart.
I had a wart on the inside of my big toe on the right side. And then one day I took a pair of fingernail clippers and dug that sucker up and it never came back. So there's a way to get rid of them, guys.
As everybody's just sitting there with the look of ick on their face.
Hey, it worked for me. So never ever got it back either.
I've never had a wart, but I've had a couple of those little skin tags, which I just absolutely hate.
I had one growing on my eyelid and I did the exact same thing. And when I pulled it off with the fingernail clippers, it had like a little root on it. It never came back though. So yeah.
They do. I twist mine off.
Whoa! Well, hello.
Hi.
Au revoir. Au revoir.
Never seen
Bonjour. Comment ça va? Très bien, merci à vous.
Say hello to Beaver.
Yeah.
We're gonna skin the beaver.
Yeah. Yikes. Now she's
Mary
got an
Hawkins,
audience.
What in the world?
No. Yeah. Oh, jeez.
Even the monkey ran away. Better not do that to me.
No.
Sorry, guys. Now this is it's a corona. No, it's not.
No, jeez, Murphy. I don't think the Ativan is going to cure that.
If I have enough of them, I won't care. Now this, I love this. People were waiting for this scene.
Yeah.
From the books. But of course they had to play it a little bit differently just because we're coming off of this Jamie being raped by Blackjack.
And even look
there
at
had
his
to be some
face
sensitivity,
here.
Right?
Yeah, he's like, I don't really want to do this, but okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Your honey pot is bare.
Winnie the Pooh would be like, oh no.
Oh no.
Where's my lunch?
Eeyore, did you see the bear honey pot?
Did you take all
We shouldn't do that. You know, let's just eliminate Disney from this conversation. I like Disney just the way it is.
Yes. It's different.
Yeah. He doesn't know, should I?
Mm-hmm.
Go find out, buddy. Okay, let me go look. Ugh. I didn't know it looked like that.
It looks like a clamshell.
Yuck. Depending on how old it is, it may look like an older clam.
Oh, it could look like a closed clam. It could look like a clam that's a little bit open and looking for stuff. Or it could be a clam whose insides have fallen out. It could look like all kinds of clams come in all different shapes and sizes, and they're all beautiful.
Well, obviously something has arisen with Jamie. I wonder what it is.
It's his penis.
He ain't you know what? But he ain't getting through that sheet. Oh, here it goes.
No. And this is what we call PTSD.
And this was not in the book because they were already, going at it. I love how they did this and really put kind of true life PSD into, into events like this.
PTSD would have happened. And I think that was more of a Sam Heughan and Katrina Balfe saying, this can't just happen. We can't just jump into bed together. There has to be some steps to get there, because PTSD is a real thing.
Yeah.
For women who have been raped, for men who have been raped.
Yeah.
And they're not, just because when we were doing our podcast and we took those minutes in that scene and were, doing voiceovers in a joking fashion. It wasn't to make fun of male rape. What it was to do was to get out of our own heads for it. Both of us are victims of sexual assault. So when you are trying to get through something that is a personal trauma, sometimes you got to go to a different place in your head.
I have to go to a different extreme. So laughter is the extreme I want to go to. So
that's what you do sometimes.
And her dress all the way down to her navel as it is.
Not quite as I envisioned it in the books, but it's still quite lovely. I love.
Yeah,
how
I was
just gave her a
expecting
smack.
Yeah, I was expecting it to have a lot of stuff, but it's just, again, simple, elegant, how she would have made it, right?
Yeah, yeah. I know even Terry Dressback, the old costume designer, even made a comment that it was too short. She didn't like that it was that it.
They didn't realize the shoes were going to be so tall.
Yeah,
yeah.
And but frankly, I think if you've got shoes that look like that, I want to see them.
Exactly, 100%.
Kick-ass shoes.
And he talks about having a bigger fan. Look at how small that one is. And then once she gets there, she's got a much bigger fan.
Yeah.
This is just stunning. Like,
isn't it though?
Just beautiful Versailles.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous.
You just can't get enough of the visual dramatics.
No.
Of this whole.
I know that's all green screen outside, but just
there's
can you imagine being there.
There's so much green screen in this show, and people just don't know where it is. And so it's so funny that it got raked over the coals in season 4 for some of the green screen that it used, and it was like minuscule moments in the whole show that it got raked over, and people were like, can't believe this, looks so shitty. Nobody said anything for all the seasons before about the green screen because they couldn't tell it was green screen.
You know what? And they can't be in Versailles and doing all of this and shooting it only at night to get the background. Like that's what cinematography is all about, right? So
and some stuff to do is easier than others, and some stuff takes a lot of work, and some stuff there's other factors that go into it as well. And look, it's his old girlfriend. I love
Margot.
Claire's face. Yep.
Margot is so cute, She's got this long, blonde, wavy hair in real life, and she's just a cutie pie.
But she's also like, I can't believe somebody actually married him.
Look at Claire's face. She's just blinking away and holding her head back.
And Murtaugh too. He's like, this is good. This is fun. I'm liking this party.
I want to know what this story's all about because I haven't seen Jamie uncomfortable like this before. Do tell.
Annalise. Tell us all about Annalise.
Oh, did he? Actually, just one duel.
One duel. That's it. Look at Bart. Murtaugh's just having a blast with this.
Well, so
they're just.
He's stumbling. Like he looks so uncomfortable.
But Annalise is like, I'm kind of liking causing this friction. She's like one of those girls.
Yeah, exactly.
and Louise is like,
he's dead. Okay. Well.
And now it's my turn.
Yeah. See, go introduce him to the king so he can watch him poop.
Yep. Come on. The poop pick opportunity.
It would be an honor to watch the king poop.
Yeah. She's like, I'm coming too. I'm not going to leave you alone with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and I guess I'd like to know the history on that too, why it was important to watch the king get dressed. Like, what if you were a king that wasn't very well endowed? Is that something you would want, your court to be laughing at behind your back? I don't know. Maybe it's because he was well endowed and wanted people to watch. I don't know.
I love that. Claire's like, go with them.
Yeah. Why? Because.
Don't be a dummy. What you were just laughing your ass off about. And those earrings look so heavy on her poor little earlobes.
I bet you they were. Mm-hmm. And why would he want to work his way all the way to the front?
Here we go to see King Louis.
They don't call it a throne for nothing.
There's Lionel on the throne. Lionel Lingelser. I don't know how to say his name. But that's his pooping face, everybody. We all have a pooping face. What's your pooping face, sister?
I just bear down and very straight face. And then I just turn red a little bit. How about you? Oh, one of those? Oh, yeah. Don't do that.
My youngest, Chase, he still has the same pooping face he had when he was little.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he'd do this little frown. It's so funny.
My middle son used to have to undress entirely to go to the bathroom.
I understand.
Like head to toe, needed to be naked.
I remember
your wedding?
At my wedding, here we were all in the room, in the big what did they call them?
A reception there. It was a reception room. Yeah.
Uh-huh. And
in the hotel. Yeah.
And we see this trail of, there's a shirt, a vest, and then a shirt, and a pair of pants, and a pair of underwear,
and then shoes and socks. And that ended at the bathroom, and then went in, and of course he was pooping naked, but we knew where to find him.
Yep. He was what?
He was
5?
Only 3. Yeah, no, he was like, he was young. 4, 4 maybe.
Yeah, because Jesse was 2. Your youngest
he wasn't even 2. Wasn't even 2. So Dustin wasn't even 4.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So once we saw the trail of clothing, we knew where Dustin was.
Yeah. Dustin, you'll have to answer that question. Yeah. Do you still need to be naked to take a poop?
Right.
32 years later.
Yeah. Oh, we laughed. Oh, it was laughed. But yeah, and that was the challenge of taking Dustin anywhere.
Yeah.
Because if he had to get completely undressed, and it's like, you don't want those clothes laying on a public bathroom's floor. Yeah. So he's passing you his clothes from underneath the, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It was tragic.
Well, there you go. You know what? When you can make a podcast out of having a conversation about poop, well done.
You're a mom when.
Yeah, exactly. Moms and their conversations.
It's true.
Yeah.
And these bitches.
Well, yeah. You know what?
They have some interesting conversations too.
They were in my lifetime, I wouldn't even breathe the same air as them.
Yeah. I always
especially when they insult her right while she's standing there.
Yeah. Prick.
Is that the best they can do?
Yeah, the thing about that is if I ever got stuck in circles like that, and I did quite often due to some of the work that I did for years and years, is always having to not necessarily socialize with people that I wasn't very fond of. Most of them didn't swing around in my circles. I ended up attracted to the outsiders. So those usually became my people, were the people that every other popular people didn't like. And I could usually fall in with the popular people, but I also would find the person who was faking it to make it and pull them out, so to speak.
And I think anybody that, has to work outside the home for a living, we always have to adapt to different personalities. And,
absolutely.
And how you do that makes you a good person.
Yeah. I had a lot harder time doing that.
Yeah. This guy just.
Yeah. Duvernay. Mark Duet.
Duet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but she's set him on to Claire.
You mean sicked him on to Claire?
True enough.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But he might be the holder of,
Well, he needs to have that relationship with both of them, but yeah, I wonder, little Miss Louise Delatour and her devious mind, she knows about him because I'm sure, he's tried, many things with her as well.
He's tried to suck her toes.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Yucky.
Hey, foot fetish is one of the most popular fetishes of all fetishes.
Yeah, well, power to
and
you know what?
And people are born with a foot fetish. That is literally a brain fetish. It's like they're born with it. It's not sexual when they're born with it. As they're growing up with it, it's not sexual. But once they mature and turn and then it becomes sexual.
Yeah. No. More.
You obviously do not have that foot fetish, but you do have another fetish.
No, I don't.
You absolutely do.
Nope.
You do.
No, I don't. What fetish do I have?
Pimple.
Oh, I love that.
See, but that is also a fetish, Phyllis.
I love to watch blackheads getting dug out and pimples being popped and
cysts being
oozing out.
That is a fetish.
I like that stuff.
It releases dopamines in your brain to relax you. It makes you feel good to watch it.
And that's all it does. It just chills me the heck out.
Exactly.
So that's why I think I should have been a doctor, because I wouldn't have minded that kind of stuff. And this thing, it looks like a drowned cat that he has, and I'm sorry for any of the cat lovers, but a drowned kind of shaggy animal of some kind.
That got hit by a car.
Oh, he's, yeah.
Yeah, we missed him getting dropped into the water, which was awesome.
Yeah, but that was really good.
We were talking about fetishes instead. See, this is why it's good, because if you've seen this a million times and we're talking, and we'll talk about really super important things about the show too, but we go off on tangents and just sitting around in the living room with your girlfriends.
Yeah, exactly.
It's what we do.
So
all of you people out there that watch pimple popping videos and stuff.
Yeah.
You do have a fetish. That is a fetish. Just letting you know. So don't yuck on other people's yums.
Yeah.
Because they're not your yums. Because everybody has a yum that you don't like.
Wonder how tall he is. Because he looks awfully short. I bet you he's like 5'7".
Next to Claire and Jamie. Because Jamie's, 6'2".
6'2". Yeah. He looks really handsome there, I think. He does. The king looks very handsome there.
King Louis, Lionel, he's not a bad-looking man.
No, he's very young.
Oh, there's that dress. What's the swan dress? Everybody was wondering if they were going to have the swan dress because Diana Gabaldon, she created this gown in the book, and to try and imagine what it possibly could look like, people were like, and then they're like, there's no way in hell they're going to do this gown. Well, guess what? They did.
They did. Looks like the nipples are pierced.
Yeah, that they are. Yeah, with the swans. And boy, he's like, you are one fine looking lady.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love how Murtaugh just follows her, and then she turns around to, yes, I'll give you one more look.
Uh-huh.
And he's
like,
thrilled as can
be. See those birdies?
Yeah. Please, come on. Me? I can't help it. Oh.
Uh-huh.
Oh, here we go. God.
Yep. Douche Saint-Germain.
Yeah,
no,
exactly.
Douche of Sandringham.
Yeah.
Yep.
Put the knife away.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Because the Duke did not give the, what was it called? The stay.
Oh, the claims against Blackjack Randall. He ended up giving it to Blackjack instead. So, and he doesn't know at this point that he needs Sandringham. I'm surprised that he greeted him so graciously. You know what I mean? Like that part pissed me off. I'm like, you know what? Just
both Murtaugh
bunk him in the forehead.
Yeah, because both Murtaugh and Claire are going, you little shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I don't know why Jamie didn't say something to him, because he doesn't know at this point, anything to do with him. So he needs to just go the fuck away.
He needs to push him into the fire.
Yeah.
Just push him. Oh.
Jamie. I don't always have to agree with him. I like him, and he's damn good looking, but jeez.
Yeah.
Now making deals with the devil. I like what Murtaugh says though about on credit, no doubt. Okay, that was half Scottish and something else. I don't know.
That I'm not sure at all.
I don't think that really was English. I think I almost forgot what
Dutch.
I was going to say.
I think there was some Dutch in there. Oh, and that's Lottie Verbeek, Dutch. She's Dutch.
Oh, she is Dutch. Okay.
Yeah.
We were talking about that quite a few episodes ago.
Yeah.
So she's Dutch.
And I was listening to Clanlands and Mr. McTavish said she was Dutch.
Very cool. Well, that's good to know. Now I know.
That's when he was crying about not getting to do a naked sex scene with her.
Right? That would have been really cool.
That's what he was saying.
Yeah. Well, and I don't blame him. She's a beautiful woman.
Yeah.
So
he was really, really upset that he didn't get to do it. All he got to do was look at her longingly over her room as her husband died.
Okay, but in the same token, they didn't do anything in the book either. So, they're not going to just make it up for you, Graham. Come on. But I feel your pain.
He's like, I signed the waiver.
Yep.
I said I'd be naked.
He's so awesome.
Yeah.
I love Graham McTavish.
Me too. And
now, is he Scottish? He's Scottish.
Yes.
McTavish.
Yes.
Treated to the crown. Yeah. She's so evil, in her dealings with him, and good for her, because she's the only one.
To be talking to him that close, wearing that dress. Oh, I love who it is.
But you know what? He even looks like him, don't you find? As soon as he walked up, I'm like, oh, I know who that is. And I hadn't even read the freaking books yet.
Right?
I'm like, he's got to be related to Blackjack somehow.
Yep. Yeah. Alex Randall. Well, the thing, and in the books, it was also, it was this big shock, because in the books, he was yet another person that looked exactly like Jack Randall and Frank.
And his name is Lawrence, isn't it?
Yes.
His real name is Lawrence?
Lawrence Dobies.
Sorry, we just butchered your last name. I'm so sorry. I butcher
everybody's name because...
Sorry. No, I did too.
I blame it on my mouth, because half of my mouth doesn't work. And after I've taken an Ativan, it's even a little less worky.
And half the time my mouth doesn't work either, but it's just because I don't want it to.
No, it's just because it can't without your brain function, and your brain turns off and on.
It does.
It's got bad Wi-Fi.
My brain has bad Wi-Fi. I'd have to do a test run every now and then.
Yeah, that's
it's just not like hooking up to, a website and finding out whether I'm running fast enough for it.
Yeah, but he does. He plays a really great Alex Randall. I think he borrowed some of his stance.
Yeah.
Though he is a softer character.
Yeah, absolutely.
Than Blackjack.
I like how she kind of took that little misstep of almost fainting, finding out that Blackjack is still alive.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, she'd been living with this security.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly. That part of her life is done. It's over.
And then when she heard the fireworks, and it just jarred her,
exactly, because she was still in a state of shock.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
She still doesn't know, should I move? Should I go? What the hell should I do?
Yeah.
And I just want to knock him into seventh heaven when he turns around here. Yeah. What a good face.
You know what? He'd make a really good bust. Right off at the shoulders.
Right? God. He would.
The best word for him is smarmy.
Yeah.
He's a smarmy bastard.
I love how they were able to add in the flashes on the crowd and everything after.
Yeah.
Because they're looking at green screen, right?
Right. Yeah.
They did it. They're so talented. Everybody behind the scenes, and you don't notice those little things. You're just looking at the story when you're watching it, right? You're not looking.
I wish he would have just taken off his fucking.
Oh
break.
My God! Exactly.
It looks like they're having drinks with like the beast
muskrat or something. Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God!
Oh my goodness! This episode is done.
It's over. What the hell?
Was it only 30 minutes long?
I'm pretty sure it was an hour.
Was it?
I think. Wow.
Oh my gosh. You guys, time flies when we're having fun with you. Like, woohoo, booyah.
God, these bitches didn't shut up for a second, did they?
I know, right? Not even a second to listen to what they were saying.
Oh my gosh. Well, that was awesome.
Resistor.
Well, there's courage, and then there's this girl.
Right? So this story is about the Pajorski sisters. So you can change the world in a number of ways. And while Stefania and Helena Pajorska may have only saved the lives of 13 individuals, they are still heroes who could very likely inspire other groups of brave rebels. I haven't saved 13 people in my life. Have you? Yeah. So I think that's
2, like by squirting them out of my vagina.
Yeah. Okay. Then I get credit for 3. Nana, I beat you. Anyway, the girl's father died in 1938. So Stefania had to start working in a grocery store owned by a Jewish family called the Diamonds when she was only 15. It was not long before Poland was invaded by both Nazi Germany and the Soviet Union, and the town of Pumenchko was right at the dividing line between the two nations. The Germans took the girl's mother and their brother to a forced labor camp to support the Third Reich, leaving a 16-year-old Stefania to care for her 6-year-old sister. They also took the Diamonds to a newly formed ghetto. Stefania took a job as a machine tool operator. Remember, she is 16. Oh my God. Yeah, exactly. And paid rent for the apartment where she and Helena lived. In 1942, the Germans began to liquidate the Pumenchko ghetto, sending the Jewish residents to concentration camps. Fortunately, 2 sons of the Diamonds escaped the train that was scheduled to take them to the Belzec extermination camp and made their way to the Pujorska home. While the 2 girls were scared, they knew they had to help, so they let the boys stay in the attic. The older boy, Max, asked Stefania if he could bring his family to stay in the attic, and she said yes. Because the attic was too small for so many people, Stefania soon rented a detached cottage with a larger attic. She and Helena moved in, and the rest of the family and friends followed. Soon there were 13 people living in the girls' attic. Unsurprisingly, the young girls quickly ran out of money to feed and house all of their visitors. So the girls began knitting sweaters, and Stefania took orders for them from everyone she knew. She would even trade clothes for food when she couldn't get enough money together. The family lived next to an SS officer. People, that's a Nazi officer.
What? This is like a drama movie.
Right? What? Exactly. And that was for a long time, but everyone worked hard to stay quiet and not alert suspicion. Even so, the girls were terrified and shocked when a German officer knocked on the door one day and ordered them to vacate their home in the next 2 hours. Their fugitive tenants begged them to run away, but Stefania refused, and the officer soon returned, informing the girls that he had changed his mind and would be taking a home on the other side of the house. So a few months later, the Soviet army took over and the Jewish attic dwellers were free. Woohoo! Wow. Stefania married one of the Diamond sons and emigrated to the U.S. Helena remained in Poland, married, and eventually became a physician. In 1979, the two were flown to Jerusalem and honored as the righteous among the nations by Yad Vashem and for their heroism during the war. Can you imagine? 16 years old
with more courage than any, like, oh my God.
And I guess for me, it's hard for me to fathom and understand. We've all heard the story of Anne Frank and how her and her family hidden in an attic. Mm-hmm. But to be 16 years old and have the mindset, to put yourself in harm's way, even beyond harm's way, instant death, shot in the doorway, to find out that you're hiding 13 people. Yeah. 13 people in the attic plus her sisters. You know what I mean? Like that's...
Because there's so many people that need to hide, and her first attic wasn't big enough. So I need to go and find another house that has a bigger attic so I can hide more people.
Right?
But... girl, you are a hero. And oh my God. And your little sister who's right behind you. Can you imagine how Helena was just like looking up to her sister, just thinking what a goddess she is? Like, and she was like, these are warriors of our epic proportions that we have had in this world, and we still have them. We have these women who are just outstanding human beings, and we want you to tell us about those who are in your world, who are in your families.
Yeah, exactly. We want to hear about your re-sisters. So, you know what? You can send us an email at sisters@sissues.ca, or just visit our website, sisters.ca, or you can even send us a message through Instagram, Facebook, or even Twitter. You know what? We want to hear about those amazing women.